Hello, I'm Jamie. This is Tradespotting. Here we cover the greatest story ever seen and the greatest story ever told. We've already had a brief episode today where I urged you to turn your face to the sun so the shadows fall behind you. But unfortunately, an echo undermined my message, cut short the stream, and left me alone. Here we have somebody back. Someone called Homer Simpson, a hero to many of us. Certainly to me. And we're back. We're back once again. And what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do the TA. We're going to have to, of course, listen to a song because, well, that's tradition. And we're going to call price action. Well, I know it like the back of my hand. So what was that I was saying about songs?
Number all night. I'm always on your team, I got your back, alright. Taking those losses if it treats you right. I wanna put you into the spotlight. If the world will only know what you've been holding back. Heart attacks every night. Oh, you know it's not right. I will follow you way down, wherever you may go. I follow you way down to your deepest low. Enough love, she live a life hand in a tight glove. I wish that I could fix it for you. But instead I'll be right here coming through.
Are we ready? Are we ready? I see we've only got 62 likes, but 64 people watching. And I know what that means because we've spoke so often about this exact thing, haven't we, chat? We spoke about it so often. We know what it means. It means you want another song.
Some give it to, some give it to, some give it to our girls. 5 million and 40 naughty shorty. Baby girl, all my girls. All my girls, Chanda Paul say, well, I'm on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Oh, oh. Because the girl them broke out on the floor. From you don't wanna work this performer. From you don't wanna man work can't turn you on, girl, make I see you when them upon ya. Can't stand for the long, nah, eat no yam, no steamed fish, nah, no green banana. But down in Jamaica, we give it to you hot like a sauna. Well, on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Exposed and girl you got it test out, but you know we start cause girl you impressed out. And if it is out of me, if it is out, cause I got the remedy for make it stress out. Me have a flat to become me God bless out. And girl if you want it, you have to confess out. And a life where we need set speed, if it is to my chest out. Well, on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Girl, know some crazy now. This straight drop it and a Bridget and flavor show. Time for we make baby now. To stop going like you, I get shady, yo. Woman, don't play me now, cause I'm a fits and fat, not greedy, yo. My loving is the way to go. My loving is the way to go. Well, on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. When they roll with a player like me, with a brother like me, girl, there is no other. No need to talk it right here, just spark it right here, keep it undercover. Come and love how you fit in your blouse and you fat in your jeans, I'm a wild discover. Everything about you, baby girl, can you hear when me utter? Well, on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Because the girl them broke out on the floor. From you don't wanna work this performer. From you don't wanna man where can't turn you on. Girl, make I see you when them upon ya. Can't stand for the long, nah, eat no yam, no steamed fish, nah, no green banana. But down in Jamaica, we give it to you hot like a sauna. Well, on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom.
Congratulations if you managed to make it this far. I understand certain people will feel alienated by my demand for likes, but it is what it is, and I'm a demanding person, and you're a doomslayer. So don't forget to hit like upon immediately arriving in future. Otherwise, you won't get any TA. You'll just have to hear me play music at you repeatedly over and over in the hope that I get bored and do some silent TA. That's what you're going to have to hope for if you're not prepared to hit the like button immediately upon entry, because I'm not all right. I'm not all right with it. Okay. Okay. So we made it to 121 concurrent viewers and 144 likes. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you. Well done. This is amazing work. Fantastic. Fantastic. More of that, the better. And we'll need more.
I said settle down, everything is fine. Take your eyes off the floor. She said no I'm not, no I'm not, no I'm not alright. I lost my head on the door. She's antisocial, antisocial, she's an angel, yeah. I'm in deep with this girl, but she's out of her mind. She said, babe, I'm sorry, but I'm crazy tonight. She got a black shirt, black skirt, and Bauhaus stuck in her head. I'm in deep with this girl, but she's out of her mind. Oh yeah, we all need something to live for. Yeah, we all need something to live for. She said, let her down, I no longer dream of anything anymore. Said I'm a know-it-all, you made me wanna scream, and threw herself on the floor. She's antisocial, antisocial, she's an angel, yeah. I'm in deep with this girl, but she's out of her mind. She said, babe, I'm sorry, but I'm crazy tonight. She got a black shirt, black skirt, and Bauhaus stuck in her head. I'm in deep with this girl, but she's out of her mind. She's not complicated, can't be overstated at all. She's not complicated, hated at all. I'm in deep with this girl, but she's out of her mind. She said, babe, I'm sorry, but I'm crazy tonight. She got a black shirt, black skirt, and Bauhaus stuck in her head. I'm in deep with this girl, but she's out of her mind. Oh yeah, we all need something to live for. Yeah, we all need something to live for.
Well, that was nice. So what did we make it to? Did you reach the quota? Well, I can tell you nearly did with Homer Simpson and Dan's jokes. That was nearly making it. And then, 138, 175 likes. Wolfrick's been reminding people as they'll arrive. That's quite good. Maybe the music has helped in that our ratios have improved because those people who don't like it have managed to get the message that they should fuck off, and that those people who do like it have clicked the like button, which is what it's for. It's for you guys. So thanks so much for making use of it. 140 viewers, 400 playbacks. That means we've whittled it down. We've whittled it down to the best among us. You're welcome, son. And we're nearly ready to start. Not quite, though, because unfortunately, because of that, we have to hammer the message home. We have to hammer it home. Because that's what we do here. We hammer it into the ears of the choir, unfortunately.
I'm gonna need someone to help me. I'm gonna need somebody's hand. I'm gonna need someone to hold me down. I'm gonna need someone to care. I'm gonna rise and shake my body. I'll start pulling out my hair. I'm gonna cover myself with the ashes of you, and nobody's gonna give a damn. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. One more night, I just can't fit me. Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away. For 17 years I've been going them back. 17 more will bury me. Can somebody please just tie me down? Oh, somebody give me a goddamn drink. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. One more night, this can't fit me. Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away. Yeah, yeah. My heart is breaking, hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. My heart is breaking, hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. My heart is breaking, hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. My head is aching, hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. One more night, can't fit me. Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away. Yeah. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. Son of a bitch, this can't fit me. Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away.
And how about that for some tunes? Well, you might think, Jamie, are you punishing us? But it's not at all. It doesn't work like that. It's not a punishment. It's just a different kind of reward. A different kind of rewards. I hope you feel very highly rewarded and very valued and appreciated, which is what you are desperately, muchly, loads and more than even you can imagine. So thank you very much. Goodness gracious me, I do really love you. Thank you. That's you who hit the like button I was speaking to. If you didn't hit the like button, boy, are you letting the side down at this stage. And, well, what's GME doing? It's still at 204 by 28. And as it's worked, it has certainly worked in increasing the number of likes per viewer. Perhaps if I directly say how I feel to GME in music, maybe it'll go up to that higher level that I put on the charts a moment ago. And as it turns out, we've flown straight through the two first segments I had planned. It was all your own fault, of course. And so we have got time now to fit in another song. And yes, I'm buying all the licenses from now on. So this is very, very, very expensive.
can't leave bound, cause heaven's got a number when she's spinning me around. Kissing is a color, her loving is a wild dog. She's got the look. 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 What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. Fire in the eyes, naked to the bone as a lover's disguise. Banging on the head drum, shaking like a mad bull. She's got the look. Swaying through the band, moving like a hammer. She's a miracle man. Loving is the ocean, kissing is the wet sand. She's got the look. 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 What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. She's a juvenile scam, never was a quitter, tasting like a raindrop. She's got the look. And she goes na 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 na. She's got the look. 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 What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. What in the world can make you so blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. Na 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 na. She's got the look. She goes na 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 na. She's got the look. She's got the look. She goes na 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 na. She's got the look. She's got the look. She goes na 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 na.
This is all very exciting, isn't it? I mean, I love it when the people are singing banana na na na. There's a couple of instances of that in the songs that have been played today. And if you can spot them, well done. There's no prize other than the prize of being good at spotting things. So, and you could probably put that skill to use elsewhere. So there's a touch of the 50-period moving average on the 1 minute time frame. And everybody knows that that's where big money trades. So here you go. Let's see the bounce. Go to the fucking price I told you to. What the hell is this? Fucking summer camp or something? No! I can't treat you differently from how I treat these guys, can I? So come on. You're gonna have to do something.
Late must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow. It must have been love, but it's over now. From the moment we touched till the time had run out. Make believing we're together, that I'm sheltered by your heart. But in and outside, I turn to water like a teardrop in your palm. And it's a hard winter's day, I dream away. It must have been love, but it's over now. It was all that I wanted, now I'm living without. It must have been love, but it's over now. It's where the water flows, it's where the wind blows. It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow. It must have been love, but it's over now. From the moment we touched till the time had run out. Yeah, it must have been love, but it's over now. It was all that I wanted, now I'm living without. It must have been love, but it's over now. It's where the water flows, it's where the wind blows.
So I think we were quite fair on GME overall there. I mean, we were giving it the news and I'm telling it the crack, and it's not responding the way you guys did, in the same fashion that you guys did. 182 concurrent viewers, 236 likes. I see that that ratio has dropped slightly. That's discouraging. On the other hand, I see GME hasn't done anything counter to what we asked for, other than go close to the other line we drew on, which was quite close, so we'll give it that. So yeah, good. Well done, everybody. You did well. GME letting the side down, as usual. As usual, you, the credit goes to you. You. Not GME, you. GME, though, on the other hand, you know, it's got its own moving average here in 15 minutes. It's on the way up there. It's obviously a nice trend here. This is all very good. End of the day likely to conclude with a positive end, right? Positive. 236786. Other targets, the top side of this. And other Fibonacci's. 50% here in at around 205. That's quite a nice area. Horizontal support looking left, 204.50. It's hard to get past it. But we're going to need you to, GME. We're really going to need you to. It's kind of part of the deal here. You know, it's kind of part of the deal. And, well, when you're not doing it, you got to get to it, GME. See, this is the danger of buying a song unheard. Sometimes it's totally gash. But hey, that's not a bad hit rate. Yeah, that's not a bad hit rate. In fact, I'm quite happy with it. And congratulations. In fact, I feel great. I feel really good. I think that's what the feeling I need to convey to GME. Is this how good I feel? So we'll try that one last time. What do you reckon?
I just can't wait till the day when you knock on my door.
side, have the time of our lives. For you I got the time, you call me when you ask if I'm the one that's on your mind. He doesn't deserve you, girl, can't you read the signs? All he does is lie, and all you do is cry. And then you hit me up, cause you want me by your side. Tell me that you need me and in me you confide. You know I'm done right, yeah. You know I'm done right, I need you in my life, see. You could be my wifey, we gon' make the right team. These other hoes is trifling, walls are defending. My heart feels extending, feeling so real, there's no pretending. I'm thinking about us, nothing is real without trust. Leaving your man is a must. I am just craving your love, I am just craving your love. Why don't you be mine, we could be so lost in time. Always keeping you in mind, baby girl, you're super fine. Why don't you be mine, we could be so lost in time. Always keeping you in mind, baby girl, you're super fine. Yeah. Making memories with our time. I'll be right here by your side. Have the time of our.
I'd like to point out that that's Gaston's fault, because Gaston asked for the time of our lives, and that was the only time of our lives song that I could get a license for at that short notice. So it had to be that way, and it's Gaston's fault. Gaston, you've just ruined most of the show with that song, because it was so bad. It was so bad, it's actually ruined the show. So I'm gonna have to fix that somehow. Not exactly sure how, but we could try this.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? Annabella, shake that thing, yeah. Donna, Jody and Rebecca, woman, get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drop. Just keep swinging it, get jiggy. Get drunk up, percolate anything you want. Because it's oscillating if I don't take pity. Want to see you get life on the rhythm of my ride. And my lyrics up about electricity. Girl, nobody can do you nothing, cause you don't know your destiny. Yo, sexy ladies want war with us, inna the car with us, them not war with us. Inna the club, them want flex with us, to get next with us, them can't vex with us. From the day my bond, I ignite my flame, girl I call my name and it is my fame. It's a good girl, turn me on till I earn them on. Let's get it on, let's get it on till I earn them on. Girl, it's all good, just turn me on. Girl, don't sweat it, don't get agitated. Girl, go and rotate, cause anything you want, you know you must get it. Coming in my mention, don't ease the tension. Girl, run the program, just go and fit it. Yo, have a good time, girl, free up on your mind. Cause nobody can this, your man won't let it. Cause you are the number one, girl, wave your hand, make them see the wedding band. Yo, sexy ladies want power with us, inna the car with us, them not war with us. Inna the club, them want flex with us, to get next to us, them not vex with us. From the day my bond, I ignite my flame. Girl, I call my name and it is my fame. It's a good girl, turn me on till I earn them on. Let's get it on, let's get it on till I earn them on. Girl, it's all good, just turn me on. Come on, get busy, just shake that booty non-stop. When the beat drop, just keep swinging it, get jiggy. Get drunk up, percolate anything you want. Because it's oscillating if I don't take pity. Want to see you get live when the rhythm is a ride. And my lyrics up about electricity. Girl, nobody can tell you nothing, cause you don't know your destiny. Yo, sexy ladies want power with us, inna the car with us, them not war with us. Inna the club, them want flex with us, to get next to us, them not vex with us. From the day my bond, I ignite my flame. Girl, I call my name and it is my fame. It's all good, girl, turn me on till I earn them on. Let's get it on, let's get it on till I earn them on. Girl, it's all good, just turn me on. Yo, shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing? Yo, Annabella, shake that thing, miss. Donna, yo, Miss Jody and the one named Rebecca. Yo, shake that thing, yo. Joanna, shake that thing, yo. Annabella, shake that thing, miss. Can I yo, hey, yo, what me go say then? Sexy ladies want war with us, inna the car with us, them not war with us. Inna the club, them want flex with us, to get next to us, them not vex with us. From the day my bond, I ignite my flame. Girl, I call my name and it is my fame. It's all good, girl, turn me on till I earn them on. Let's get it on, let's get it on till I earn them on. Girl, it's all good, just turn me on. Yo, sexy ladies want power with us, inna the car with us, them not war with us. Inna the club, them want flex with us, to get next with us, them not vex with us. From the day my bond, tight like my flame. Girl, I call my name, yo, it is for fame. It's all good, girl, turn me on till I earn them on. Let's get it on, let's get it on till I earn them on. It's all good, just turn me on. Let's get it on till I earn them on. It's all good, just turn me on.
Whew. Hooey. Do you think this will stay up? Not think that would stay up. That would be nifty. Do you think everything would just stay up? Prices staying up at 203. Above 200 would be nice too. Hello, stay still. Thanks, mate. So we're back, and we've not had an audio glitch yet. I need your TikTok. TikTok. I'm pretty sure I'm on there. Probably, most likely, it's Tradespotting. Homer Simpson with the smiley faces. Okay, I'll buy more GME. Please make it stop. Right, stop, Paul. It's stopped. Oh. Right, so how do I make this stop? Well, I mean, I can't, but I can tell you where it's likely to go. Likely to go, Sonny Jim. Right, so, if that's you, if that sounds like your name, Sonny Jim, what do we think it's been doing? Well. 15 minutes. Higher high, lower low, higher high, higher low, lower high. So nothing conclusive. Hourly? Higher highs, higher lows. Going in for what? Potentially another higher high here? Or would this be a formation? Is there other psychology at play here? Well, you've got a little bit of... That was good that recovered at the 382, 236 area while it was above the neutral line. And those in the know will have known. On the hourly, there's been a flash on the DMI. Flashy, DMI on the DMI, DMI. So we'll see where that finally ends. You got your slightly dominant trend being represented by the DI plus here, and a good strong sign on the RSI on the 4 hour with that neutral line, then recovering its own moving average as prices put in what could be considered a higher low. On that sense, you would look at these prices here, you take it from the previous high, take it down to that low, and say, yes, there's your 236. We never really dropped below it for any significant amount of time after the close. Straight up here, the open, straight up. And then in another positive candle itself, possibly a doji. We'll see how it ends. The higher up here, the better. Above the golden pocket at 203.53 would be nice to see. But other than that, that Fibonacci, isn't necessarily useful. So then we'll go on to the daily and say, well, it's only the odd 20, what is there left now? 1 hour 25, an hour and a half. So an hour and a half, right? On daily, that's plenty of time to do something. Again, you're looking at this 236, and this one here now actually is at $205. Can everyone hear me okay? $205 and 886, so we've not even got up to the 886 yet, and that would be expected to open and close above it if you're in a bullish move. So we'll see by the end of today, does it get up there? It's asking a lot. It's already had a lot of activity today in terms of range from what some people have been used to. The flipping and to-ing and fro-ing. 193.75 was the low, 204.80 the high. I'll have joined you around then if you were at the start of the stream or watching afterwards. Thank you very much. If you are, please click the like button. I'm sure you'll have I've got that message across already. And what about everything else? Have I missed things? Probably missed loads of things. Where's the alerts? I can't see them. Tradespotting, you're good. Thanks for Fridge. Good volumes, good news. Hopefully Coco soon. Aye, hopefully. You missed Jimmy twerking. Did you miss it? Oh, shucks. Can hear you just fine. Excellent. No one hates this song. Wow, you guys are miles behind if you're still listening to that song. What song is that? I don't know. I don't know where we are. Well, I know where you are, and there's nowhere more important to be than now. So congratulations. And if that's something that you'd benefit from, thinking about how you are in the now, this is now, and all those things that matter to you exist now, then now the price is 203.37. Eckhart would be proud of me. No one hates the song. I read that already, so I've got that brain burp going again. Tweak. So, Jellyman, I missed out. You missed out big time. You missed out big time. Think big. Think big, but enjoy small pleasures if you can. And you missed out because you missed me twerking, and that is a very, very good gift. A gift, really. A gift. A gift. A good thing. And as Tradespotting will one day become known for saying, too much of a good thing is pure dead brilliant. And you know, so like, I'm gonna get too much. I'm gonna get too much GME. I've already got far too much GME. It's fantastic. I can't get enough of it. It's pure dead brilliant. So that was a nice reaction on that lower time frame. 15 minutes here. Go lower than that is for the shits and giggles. Nothing that happens there that you're interested in, right? So the 15-minute in terms of the close, that line's more or less important. You're still aiming for this top side of this thing. Would you do it by the end of today? Well, it's not all that crazy, you know. It's not. It would mean that prices had a very big range, but let's see. When you look at the daily time frame there, and you look at the candles of other things, it's not unusual, you know. Sure, yeah. Yesterday, Doji, big range on it too. Previous, even bigger. 3 days ago, 4 days ago. No, we've been used to this thing recently, and the whiplash that you'd seen since this made its big move. And the measured moves on it are again now, when they first drew them on, they maybe looked a little bit ambitious, but now it's just all part of this structure of this thing here. It looks quite normal. Sure, it's your previous high. It's the same sort of true range as these 3 or 4 candles of these previous couple of weeks, easily. So not a big deal at all. Making it up to the top side of that target by the end of the day, also not a big deal. And this sign on the RSI on daily is very positive. That's going to keep going. On the 4 hour, that's just here's where it's going. And then hourly, that's even better. And then down to 15 minutes. It has a good touch there. Got close to the bullish control zone. This is a good move. The strength of it having taken us up above these highs here, which is where you'd say this RSI formation began. While price actions also made it above it, that was positive. More of that the better. And this was our previous thrust into that bullish control zone. We'd mirrored price action similarly here, and we've done the same thing on RSI. This is recovery at the center line, then pushing up with its own moving average. Slightly more of a test here when it reached the bullish control zone, but you would anticipate that because moves tend to, if in the same direction, decrease in logarithmic range. They just tend to, despite what your algorithms might be telling you. So anyway, what else is up? What else is up? Does anyone have anything they want to ask or talk about in particular? Tradespotting is perfectly unreasonable. Excellent, excellent. That's exactly what we're going for around here. Beer will do. Beer would be nice. Not unless we're talking about Rocky JW. Bum 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 bum. What are we talking about? We are your friends. You will never be alone again. So come on. Come on. Fucking right. Though I can't get the license to that because it's too expensive. So, and I have to stick to licenses now. I have to be good. I have to be good. So that I can get away with other stuff. So that's whatever that is. Not a compromise. It's what I intended from the outset. Right. So yeah, this is this line. Great. Candle opened up above it again on the 15 minutes. That's interesting. Hourly candle closed. Stretch that out. Stretch it out. Oh, I forgot I put my scale on the right hand side. Oh, and you guys can't see it either. Let me fix that. Let me fix that. You didn't tell me. Maybe I scared you all with my reactions earlier. Don't worry, you can say anything to me. So we're on this hourly chart. Do we have a countdown? Yes. 8 o'clock. So we've got 27 minutes left on this hourly candle. Don't you just love it? There's the 30 minutes. Yay. Awesome. I forgot I had the cat purring sound that went along with the alerts going off there. That's excellent. Merrick, ESPR. ESPR coming right up. Coming right up. Mama, looks like shite. Can you confirm? I'll have a look, Quinn. There's two. There's two in already. Two in straight through the blocks. And prices there that do that on 30-minute, yeah, great. There's your 200 period moving average. That's what you didn't break above previous test up there, and you're, oh no, where do we go? Oh no, right, kept below the 200. That's normal. 50 pulling up as well. Right, you've broken through your support and resistance line that was important here previously, and that's line dropped on there. It's a good representation of it, but it was actually on the golden pocket, the bottom side of that retrace from our high down to our low. From, yeah, which is our peak on this pre-move on the, well, I can tell you, on the 13th of September and whatnot, but just there earlier there, really. No, it's not good enough though, that area. That's only the 0.5, or not even, of our greater Fibonacci from the drop down before the 10th of, nope, from the 1st of September when that previous push up, when our body closes were held below our greatest fib, and the greatest fib of all, the one that took us up from January. So those are the Fibonacci levels above us, along with a little bit of the horizontals and moving averages. And on the 30 minutes it's just clear because of the zoom levels. So I'll sit here for a second and talk about how, yeah, there's the nature of price action with regards to the trend. It was represented by the moving averages, as you can see, quite strong. That changed, we were below the 50, we've recovered above it. So in that sense, it's positive idea, and you think the trend might be turning around these higher lows. This is obviously an inverted head and shoulders measured move off it, taking you up to their greater measured move from the other formation we're in. Higher time frames goes much further, but we'll see how that evolves over time. And that moving average holding us up the 50 is nice, and to then see us break and hold above the 200 would be next year of how these things progress. You need to see that, and then you need to see the test of those two moving averages when it happens, if it should. Now we're on the 30-minute time frame, so take it with a pinch of salt, but you would expect to see it still. And well, it's not a golden cross because it's not on the daily time frame. It is the simple 50 and a simple 200, so it's very important. And 30-minute time frame, is it significant? Not really. No, not really. You'd have to actually go up to hourly to get that sort of thing, and that's why you're talking really about body closes. And then again, you can see a continuation of this, perhaps of this upward trend. If it was a formation, it would have then still look like an inverted head and shoulders coming at the bottom of this, perhaps wedge. And then the breakouts from that are these sorts of moves here. So we'll see then the top side of this formation when you look at it and suck more price action on here. Could potentially be like an equilateral triangle, an isosceles even, sorry. An isosceles, certainly. So anyway, you're looking for this sort of move towards the top side of that before anything even dramatic happens with regard to market structure, though it would be dramatic for loads of other reasons. And like when you see this more price action on board, you can see all these lines running left, these horizontal lines, and they're important for previous reasons, with horizontals on hourly body closes coming in, body closes, breakout zones above it. When price action's above this collection of resistance, RSI is always in the bullish control zone, always. Yeah. And at the same time, the RSI is always in bullish control zone, and price action is always at the highs in this formation. And what do we have now? We have price action on its way there, bounced off it once, came back, did well at the neutral zone, recovered its own moving average, and now it's pushing up again towards the top side of the bullish control zone, or to get to the bullish control zone, the top side of the RSI here. And then also you see that area on the 1 hour, now you've got your flash on the DMI, so price is likely to go somewhere and come back again. So in that sense, it's positive to see us having put in a test of this resistance. Now hopefully it'll be support should we then drop back down and come above it again. Hopefully that'll be support, and hopefully the RSI does that thing we were talking about, holds that neutral line and its own moving average even better, but the neutral line's fine on the tests. Or alternatively, prices might go up from here, and you've got a couple levels above us at 207, 205, 207, and then 208, 88, all very close. So price action could easily go that direction if this volatility sign proves to be true, and having gone down, tried up, failed reached the top of the zone once, tried, failed, and now reached it again. This ADX says the trend is in for a test and a period of flux, and the RSI says that that might not be terrible at the end of the day, whichever way it goes. This candle itself opening lower with 21 minutes until it closes. 4 hour. Says it's got 51 minutes and 20 seconds. I'd go along with that. I'd say your right countdown correct. You're looking for this positive cross on the 50 and 200 period moving averages that we talked about, and it's normal when they do cross that you'd see a test. So perhaps I've already had that in that most recent wick low, which is also a test of this 50% on this Fibonacci sequence, or perhaps we have to come down and do something more significant as the two moving averages do cross. Now they're lagging indicators, so that test would be fine if we did go on up again. So we'll see what happens. But these are the two areas below us. One of them coming in at high 190s. Price is already wicked there today. And the other higher up at 207, 288, and we've already been at the low end. If you were to be moderate in your expectations, and you should be, it's nice to have expectations in that you can then plan, but as Steinbeck said when he was quoting Rabbie Burns, a great Scottish author who lived in an apartment where I lived for a number of years, best laid plans of mice and men are often gang awry. So you want to be able to have expectations in order to make a plan, but also embrace what comes, and that's part of being a good trader, obviously. And if you don't know that, then you're probably holding on to positions that you shouldn't be, and not holding on to profit as long as you could be. So yes, this is the nature of things, right? The psychology of markets. It's there to trick you and take the money off you. That's why these patterns work, because you can see afterwards and identify those people from your friends and their psychology, how they feel when you look at price action. You can see, hey, look, all these people, hey, those happy people, they took all those sad people, they took all the sad people's money, and there are people, like, there's a buys going through here that are people selling their GME shares, right? And some of them would have been apes, it's ridiculous. Here again, this one here, right? A lot of people were afraid. Anyway, right? You're supposed to be afraid, eh? It's scary. Anyway, let's go back down to the timelines here. Down to 15 minutes. Look at things. Say, yep, got 3 minutes left on this one. You could say if we go on up, this is good. It's still within the golden pocket here of this previous move, so finish either side of that's likely to take prices on again, and that might be a combination with the hourly. You see this DMI flash, and then the 4 hour. Was it on the 4 hour we saw it, or was that also the hourly? Anyway, it's not there at the minute, so it mustn't have been there. Daily time frame. That RSI is what's important. Why am I going back up again? I'm supposed to go down again. Yeah, 15 minutes. This is the level, right? Cool. 5 minutes, then we'll look at that. You've got your cross there. You've had your test of it. Price action maintained above it. It's good to see that. Yeah, good. Also being now above your support and resistance level, that's very positive. Now you've just come back below it there. Actually, and then this will not look as good. Below center line, you've got your DMI flash happening here. This has just reached the 50 period moving average and 200 below at 202.36. So, see what happens with regards to support and resistance. I'd say that this flash will happen, and when it does, it'll go to more extreme version of what either side of the support and resistance that price action is at that point currently on. And that is be it. So let's take a look at that. And also, it's because we're on the minute chart, it'll happen in the next few minutes. That'll be interesting to see. It's recovered center line. Okay, there, that's okay. Let's see how you finish this minute. I like it. AMC, Here's your 200 below your 50. It's also done a positive cross on 1 minute and tested it. Positive result there with the wick. The body closes above it. That's quite obviously a test. That was succeeded and went on then afterwards. Aye. And then the recovery to the 200 onwards. Good work, AMC. Let's go back up through this 15-minute time frame. Yeah, you got above 46 after that drop. That's a bit brutal. You've got a negative cross coming through here. That's bad. I called price action on this so very well. And also the disparity between it and GME and what was likely to come so very well. And people sent me messages telling me to shut up. So anyway, here you are. Price action doing alright on the RSI. Sorry, the strength of price action not looking necessarily great, but it did good on the RSI. There is a touch of concern in that this is like body closing 886 recovery from the drop down here, and that's likely to continue after a negative cross here by the 50 and the 200, and prices being caught below it. That's not great. And then you're obviously below the 236 on this Fibonacci level again. Now you recovered that, okay. That'll be where it finishes today, likely 46.39. You don't really want to see it below 46.39 now that it's recovered above it, but then that test and it's gone through and it is negative, and as such it may well be that it gets dragged back down again, even as far as $37. Oh, a lot of people won't be fucked with that. So it'll go at $37 or it'll go at 786, which is even fucking further down than that. And you don't even want to hear me say those numbers, and I know I don't want to say them because I'll just get more stupid messages. Right, so you're at the top of this formation. It itself is a bullish accumulation pattern. Should it be this sort of falling wedge, though it could be a channel or it could be an upwards channel here that you've then fallen out of the bottom of and are retesting and dropping down, and then you put in some sort of test of this higher low, this concept of getting a higher low, because at the minute you've only really put in a lower low that was very bullishly divergent. I know we're on a 15 minutes, but I can go up and whatever, I've covered it enough, right? And then you broke it back into this potential wedge, which was bullish, and you had positive bullish momentum throughout it, but you've now reached the top of that formation. You've also had a negative cross on these two moving averages for the first time since the trend really started, like back here, okay, your last higher low in this section. And that's led to this thrust upwards, so this, which I would define by saying that it follows its own linear progression the whole way, whereas before it didn't, and there's a point of departure, and from there you've been both divergent and I've now got this negative cross. So like, you know, right, I'm not the only one seeing that. You've got a 236 over here, and you've got your previous drop down when prices first went up into this section, and that comes in at around $40. So like, these are areas that are going to call out for it if it doesn't hold that 236. 46.36 is very important. All that being said, if it makes it above this area, it'll likely break out in the targets then, and I think it is going to eventually, just might do that beforehand. The targets above it are like the 1272 and the 1414 should it start making all-time highs again, which I think it will do. But before there, it might have to go through a period of pain. Pain at the 886, I'd expect a lot of there at $67 and change. And hey, these are huge percentage moves and whatnot, so like, you know, whatever, but it's not a 4-day trader to TA. You can do it yourself and you can do it wrong. But if you want to learn, then there's no better place to be than now. 1272, 1414, 1618. There's 3 levels above you before $100, and it likely does reach 100 and then go on maybe another 7, 8, 9, 10% on first push if it breaks 97. But like, that's all long term. Short term, you're looking for strengths, and strength in the retest, and strength in what might be a downtrend for a temporary period of time, and that strength would likely come in at around those levels I talked about. And should it do so, it would then be considered to be and then recover, it would then consider to be a higher low, and you haven't really had a higher low. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Although you can define this particular leg of price action as having its own inherent, sticking to its own linear progression, and that being a point of departure from the previous formation, you know, which is like from the 3rd of August to the 23rd of August, and before that there was a different one, and altogether that might have constituted some sort of inverted head and shoulders. But Aye. Right, you want a higher low, okay, you want a higher low, and then you want price action to go on afterwards, and that's what you're looking at AMC. And if we go up to the 4 hour and say, yeah, you're still within this type of idea, it itself looks like a bull flag. Various ways of drawing it. Maybe I've moved that line up to represent important areas inside it. Quite could have done so. This is what it looks like here. You're outside it, retesting the top side of it. That's the bullish take on where price action went to. On a 4 hour, you can see you got a pretty good wick down there, and then recovery back afterwards. This is a hammer and likely does push price action back up. It's just where does it get to with this weakness at the minute and this doji candle coming in. This is a 4 hour candle. It could all collapse. Now if it doesn't, this turns bullish and goes up again, which just looks like it's not going to, then it would go straight up here to $51.15. It would go there really, really fast. But this candle's a piece of shit, so it's not going to. Like, no one's going to trade that because of that candle. 1 hour, yeah. Now you're in looking at, like, does this formation come down, like, you know, even a 50%, $40, and that other Fibonacci level, and this horizontal support here, and this weak break up above here when your RSI didn't even make, like, that was divergent, these two highs here from each other, which themselves were like weak. So this idea of like this formation being tested, sure, and then like I hate diagonal lines on these time frames, but there you are, and it's broken below it, and then tests it again, falls down again. Fair enough. That's because that diagonal timeline doesn't mean anything, right? The trend line. And so that's that. That's AMC, and you could look at it other time frames too, couldn't you? Look at the daily and say that's not positive, nor is it necessarily negative. Body close above 45.90. That's important for AMC. Looks like it's going to try harder in the last few minutes. Good to see, actually. 15 minutes. You want to undo that cross, and you could do with a close above 48, and that's not that far away though. Percentage-wise, it is far away. Right back to GME 203.31. That minute itself didn't do anything spectacular, did it? Nah. Below this is 50. With a negative slope now. Turn below that exit neutral line. Flash. Where does it end? Was price action high or low? Coming in soon anyway, one of these ways. And I've missed a request, so what did people ask for? If I've missed it, please tell me. Tell me what I've missed. Please. What were the requests and things? There's Stockman, $20. Please, sir. TA on Mamamat. Calls expiring on Friday. Okay, quickly then. Quickly. Down 2.82%, right? This 1 minute time frame, right? Bear with me. Fuck it, actually. No, not that'll start somewhere Friday, right? 2 day time frame then. Close coming in today, is there? Where's the countdown? No, 1 hour time. No, it's not. 2 day time frame won't be relevant. 3 day? 38 minutes on the 3 day. It's not going to work, right? So daily. You've had a death cross. Prices are likely to test that area. It's at 427 at the minute. You've got this potential drawback to the 50% to put in a cup and handle, which would still be a bullish formation and would be a positive retest of this trend, and that would come down at 454. You got your 200 period moving average just below that at 423. This is screaming out to come back to those prices, and it's going to probably try and do it before your expiry. It's got a failure on the RSI there. Dropped out of the bullish control zone. It's below its own moving average. On the 4 hour, it's below that 200. Opening closed below it now. May test it again, which would give you some light relief tomorrow. The top of that would be $5. Maybe you get another 10 cents off it. 419 where your 50 period is on the 1 hour. So everything around 420 is It's calling. 420 is calling. Another reason why you're not going to get much higher than $50, 50 cents. Say $5 and change is the 50 period moving average on the 1 hour time frame, which you broke below. Well, you might test it, and it would be a test of that cross. 30 minutes going to trap you even lower. Nope, same price. 200 might hold you up. There's a lot of price action down and around this area. I suspect that even with all the things that have happened up here, your line of control would come in around this zone. Whoops. And this trade, what happened with it? 15 to 1, and it's done quite well. If you got most of that move, you'll have taken profit on that at 651. Or a number of times on the way throughout it, likely, hopefully, if you have done, congratulations. And then, yeah, I mean, this is looking at a 50% retrace here, and that it'll be below the 200, and then you've got a question of, does it actually go further? Does it actually go into the 618 and so on? Do you look at that kind of thing? Because this is behaving in a kind of naff way. It's kind of behaving in a naff way. On the RSI, you can see you've got actually on the 30 minutes out of the bearish control zone and your own moving average back, but your ADX is just consistently strengthening, and the trend that supports is to the downside. So I don't think that's a significant recovery. 15 minutes, that cross is just bad news, and I can't give you financial advice, mate. Can't give you financial advice though. Probably sense what I feel about the whole thing. Not to say that that's a problem, I can't actually remember off the top of my head if I've got any of this left, but I took a trade in it earlier where it flipped some of it away. Longer than I can remember now, but it's okay. It's okay overall. It's just, one of these moves here. 12th of July, 14th of September. Eek. Broke up on the 30th of August. Eek. Because this looks like a cup and handle in so many ways, which is bullish, but you'd be taking a dip down here into this sort of zone likely. I don't know for sure, right? It's just, that's my opinion. My opinion is that, like, that. Which would be confluent with this previous area I've drawn on here, these other green lines, which I'll have done other TA on, which have been really good at the time, and it'll have been important zones. So there's like that entry, and that's probably where I would take that trade. I'd have to do the TA properly across all the different time frames, but like, let's just take a wee bit of a look, because somebody did ask for it Matt earlier. Higher highs, higher lows. Not really a cup and handle when you consider this is the breakdown zone up here. 797. I wouldn't wait that full way to take profit on that trade. Obviously. Looking left, this is where you'll likely get some sort of resistance if it does get a crazy breakup. I'm not sure why I didn't draw that line on before. And then as such, like, I'm not going to just remind myself, I'm not fucking interested in this beyond that. Right, and so, yeah, like, I mean, sure, it might do something else, but not on this move, and not from this trade, and not from these sort of places. Did you get that entry in the end anyway? Close enough, right? Close enough. And what do I expect this to do? More of that? Well, I don't know, right? I don't know, actually, because when I look across and I look at this RSI and I see where it is there, and I think, well, that's not as strong as it used to be. Yeah, I'd already drawn that one. Okay, so anywhere in around there, right? Yeah. And that'd be a nicer entry than now. And if you've got calls expiring on Friday, then depending on whether you want to exercise or not, and with regards to what your entry and whatnot is, It's hard to avoid the 200 period moving average on the 1 hour as a good trend check, and that's likely after this sort of parabola. Despite it being a recovery, it was a huge drop, so. Yeah. I mean, it's just like manage your risk rate, which means take anything you get there when it's going to expire on Friday. Right. What did I miss else? Thank you very much, Dunk Motion. It's very generous of you. Thanks. Appreciate it. Feel free to take a break and have a cuppa. That's a good idea, Banana Freeze. I did have 3 already. Stefan S., I'm not a cat. Yo, how you two doing? All data, both manipulated and not manipulated, is displayed in the charts, and if one can't tell what's going on, then maybe it's the TA skills lacking. Is that Stefan ribbon I'm not a cat? Because if so, it's dead funny. If this is if Stefan's playing with fire, that's dead funny. It's good, I love it. Great, good crack. Right, what else is happening? I've missed other things. What was it? Katie Babes, can you please explain how the algorithm controls GME's prices? Yeah, well, it's like, you know, what happens is, right, we live in this materialistic society and people forget what's important about life, and they become, to a degree, narcissistic, solipsistic, and place themselves in the center of their universe, and they don't understand that that's not the way the world works, and in fact the world won't work if everybody does that. So please stop it. And one of the ways you can stop doing that is you can stop giving over power of your will, power of your body, and power of your mind to others who themselves can't control their own, never mind yours, not adequately, certainly not responsibly, and definitely not in your best interests. So you want to just think for yourself and do the TA, and then associate with people who encourage those positive traits and whatnot, because, you know, we are social beings. I'm not saying you should lock yourself up and not speak to anyone. Just saying, you know, it's not all about the cheeseburgers and the cars and whatnot. Sometimes it's about sometimes it's about just proving that you can do it because you can do it, and you can use your own mind to conquer the world and the world around you and your own life. And this is about how to be happy, right? Because you'll never be happy if you only get satisfaction from living in a silly, stupid ass world where your only gratification is such shallow bollocks. What you really want to be doing is getting an actual happy life, and that's not driven by getting rich, which is definitely helpful, but it's not necessarily and exclusively, and certainly not true to only say that that's money will buy happiness, and neither will ego at the end of the day. The only thing that it's not, nor will the absence, you know, it's not, happiness is not found, a happy life is not found in the absence, but instead in the mastery of hardship. And so people who don't like that message don't appreciate the inevitable, unending journey that is self-improvement. Much prefer to just go to the idea of there being a narrative of this algorithm that controls prices, when of course it doesn't. It only controls, if there even is one, the execution of an account or those affiliated with it. Certain market participants wishes themselves a human being who will have programmed that algorithm, and it won't be out in the open there in such as a way as it drives prices, because as soon as that was possible, if anyone was stupid enough to be smart enough to make one of those things, everybody would be able to identify it by proving it existed, by showing you how it was verifiable, repeatable, and you could replicate similar. You could just project forward and look at the prices, in which case you would immediately defeat that algorithm, destroy that account, and have all of its money, because you would see how it behaved and could immediately respond. Because it would then be an algorithm, and so inflexible to you. And that's why nobody smart enough is also stupid enough to actually come up with one of these things, which are ridiculously enough managing to get lots of attention. And every time I talk about how silly it is, my world gets a little bit smaller. Amazing. But I hope those people who are here's perspective is opening slightly. China have so much money in crypto and markets still to go boost. China, nah, it's just a CCP. They fuck up everything. Don't they just? No love lost for the way they're handling that stuff over there. And this is what we get for letting countries like that act like they're responsible in a capitalist society when they aren't. Tradespotting, can you check on any if you have time? Yeah. And what else am I missing out on? Other people have asked for things and maybe put in donations and I missed because I was doing something at the time. TA likely. Oof, big move. 1185 back down at 707. So 1 hour, what's the daily? 12 hour. This is funny when you do this stuff, isn't it? No, no, it isn't. It's brutal. It's terrible. It's brutal. It's not funny. No, I say that when I'm walking past people in the street, and everyone's like dead weirded out because I'm not walking past them fast at all. And sometimes if they're walking at kind of the same speed as me, it's like. Hey, or like that, maybe even more like that. Thank you very much, computer or algorithm or whoever it is controlling all these things for us. So gracious. This thing is a piece of shit. I've seen that pieces of shit that look better than this. But yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, it had a huge percentage move, and that was interesting. It broke through these previous wick highs on its other attempts to move up. These ones body closes where its previous gap was. Here you've got body closes where your previous resistance came in. Support, then resistance. Now again. A tiny touch extra. Does it go on some more? Well, you've got strength enough in your ADX. It could do. Your RSI could go on some more. Let's come back to the center line. This thing's in a period of flux. On the daily time frame, I'd say dodgy. You know, much better if you were in anywhere around here. The big drop on these things, should they all go to shit, are horrible. You've still got a big drop down just to get to your 618, and that would be the only place I'd even think about getting close to entering here, and that's saying a lot, right? So I'd drop on there and I'd say immediately there's a wick high just below it there, that would become more likely to be I'm not going to get stopped out because it would keep that risk on the top entering at the 618 when I'm still in the golden pocket down here, and there's no way I'm getting in before it, even though there is this touch here on this previous wick high where price action is right now, and it could bounce from, and if it does, it could go up 25%, and that's wonderful, but I'm not interested in throwing money away. There's a shop round the corner that tells me I can make 25%. I have to walk past it every day. It's a fucking disgrace. And I'd never spend my money in there. I'd never chuck it away on this shit. So we're down to 618, down to that, and then you're like, well, there's your 50 period moving average coming in at the bottom of that, and then so your entry would be 474, and then actually I'd be looking down at the 786 because that's where your 200 period moving average is, and I'd want to try and check. I'd maybe wait until see that might move on as the time goes by with this horrible period of consolidation at its lows here. Down as far as, what did it get down to? 28 cents. Sphere 3D Corp. Well, there's a little bit of tautology for you. If you like a lot of tautology on your biscuit, then Sphere 3D might be for you. I'm starting to really hate this thing. If it does do something miraculous and go up to $9.24 and you're in a trade, I'd get the flipping heck out of it. If you're in profit, I don't know. I mean, it's not financial advice, so I can't really say. But there are lots of things occurring to me about this. 4 hour touched your 50 period moving average. It's touched above like your previous wick highs. Dropped below the 0.5 and closed. Just gone back up above it and hit the 382 and bounced down again. That game being the previous resistance there. You got above your below above center line. Below above. Let's take it down again. Hourly. Measure inverted shoulders here. Price action was hovered the neutral line here. This was your entry. If you trade anything like me and you were looking at this, this is your entry. You wouldn't have taken it here. You would have waited. You would have got that one. Got your inverted head and shoulders on RSI. You had your measured move, and the strength of this thing died. And it was a divergent high. And then it came back down. It bounced off those things we talked about, including 200 on the hourly, 50 on the 4 hour, more importantly, and its previous horizontal support resistance. Went up, all it got to was 382 of this previous Fibonacci. It's still fucked on the RSI. The DMI had tried a bit of recovery and but it came from a difficult place. ADX flipped up at the same time, but they both flipped up and immediately point and touch on the 38, which is going to make it hard for them to again go from there without any momentum. So if it does, then that's fine, you know. There's things saying that it might, right, and that it has done stupid ass things before, and it's been doing them in a number of different ways that you can define. You've got a concertina here of this on the x-axis. As prices were going up, maybe you do get another one little boost, but I'm not seeing it really. But maybe you do. Let me go down again. Or maybe that was it. Fell out the bullish control zone fairly quickly. It's going to test the bottom of it. If it doesn't get back in, it's dropping down the neutral line. The neutral line is going to be price action coming down to $6.14. If that fails, it's coming down to $4.76. I wouldn't even wait. I wouldn't even enter there. I'd wait till the highest I'd go is 453, and likely I wouldn't enter it at all. I'd likely not enter this ever. But if it got down to 235, there might be a bounce on it there that would be 100%, and that'd be a great trade. With like way more profit and like much less risk and much more time to take it, and you'd be able to analyze price action in the meantime rather than doing anything right now. Though if you're already in a trade, then bear in mind what I said. So I can't give you financial advice, but that's something on that. Tradespotting, can you check in any if you have time? There you go, Jen. Thanks, Jen. Lovely headband you got yourself there. Tradespotting, thoughts on the alpha gamma fractal on GME AMC. I'm predicting we're going to zero by next week based on the fractals I see. Well, you see now, this is the danger. What are you going to do when the algo says zero? It says next week we're going to zero. What you're going to do is you're going to then have some sort of existential crisis, especially if you're putting in live streams on YouTube and you're trying, you're doing it every day. And that, I've seen it with a couple of people who've got close to the edge already doing this shit and that. It's like, there is existential cul-de-sacs that you can spend a lot of time in. It'll absolutely destroy you, mate. Don't be doing that. You all trying to give Jamie a heart attack? Hey, we had a heart attack song on earlier. Did you hear it? Can you please explain how guys we did that? Was Katie? How come I've missed these? Oh, I was going up the way to see what I had missed because people wasn't telling me, but they might have been. I didn't look. Merrick, ESPR. Ah, yes, it's Merrick. So, of course, ESPR. I've got this on the chart. No, I don't, so add it there. Add it to the chat requests. Blue. Fuck's sake. I was hoping that was just that because I was on smaller time frames, but that's brutal. Oh, God, that's brutal too. 200's disappeared, so I'm going to guess it's above us. Yep. Daily. Oh, this reminds me of something. Maybe it's the same thing as crap I was looking at. So, 2-day crap, 3-day crap. Right, okay, so you maybe actually have a reason to enter this now. maybe. Probably, right? Probably. You're at the bottom of your oversold zone. You couldn't get any lower on the strength of trend with regards to your DMI. Your ADX is likely going to turn around here historically. It's very rarely been here, only once, twice, 3 times before when you were at peaks and price action. It turned around there. And this time it's likely going to function the same way from the downside. Your RSI can't really get much lower. It has turned around here also itself at its previous low when price action was here before, so that might happen. It may well bounce here, but you could be in danger of losing all your money. It's been a lower risk trade right now than it ever has been since this year, this entire year. This is your best time to enter this. And you could enter right now and you could have a stop at $9.15. And you'd have to, because if it doesn't stop there, then it's fucked. Stupid tool ever. It's part of me on that little bit of silence there. So yeah, I mean, this thing, like, you've got a trade on at the minute. I don't know, right? It's a piece of shit, this thing, right? And I wouldn't go anywhere fucking near it, other than the fact that it's got a potentially awesome trade on at the minute. It's a 25 to 1, and that it's a stop there. It's a big 25% chunk of a stop, you know, so you can't bet much on it. There are tighter areas you could put in a stop, right? You could, it's just as likely it fucking hits them, right? Now, so bear with me, I'll move this, but I wouldn't put my stop here if I was trading this, and I might trade it. But there, I mean, you could put one in there, right? That's really tight. You'll just likely lose a little bit of money on that. because it's so very likely to test that and then recover if it does. So you can put it in there. Or alternatively, and like I might do if I'm cheeky, is like actually put my entry in here and then take my stop an extra couple of % and then put it there and then go for a move like that, because it's still actually in quite an attractive trade, and that you'll have to take profit, as I would be, at around $17. Again at 34, and you'd be laughing if it got there, and then if you got a little bit left on the table up at $50 is where I'd get rid of the rest of it. It potentially happens, and it looks like a good entry, good shout, Merrick. For this is the time to trade that if it's there. If it doesn't, and this continuation, I'm not going to finish that sentence. Anyway, you could be looking at this coming down at least another 50%. This itself is a very rough structure. I wouldn't put much faith in it. And you could even say potentially it was something like this. It has then broken a retest of these areas, and so you might need to take profit even back when it comes up and meets the bottom side of this formation, should you draw the line like that. And so we'll just leave it on and say that potentially is the line. This is potentially broken out of it down at this stage. Where would it go to any further than that? I'm not so sure, because you've got entries for various reasons. And potentially this is not a terrible move. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't recover above these sorts of levels, this thing might be completely fucked. What if Esperton Therapeutics? So this is that, and that was ESBR. So I think I did everything everybody paid to see, which is pretty freaking good. What time is it? 10 minutes till market close. Wow, that's perfect timing. That's perfect timing, everybody. Unless I did miss something, let me see. And if I can do more on anything you asked and put a big donation there, Stock Motion. So if you want me to go look back and cover Wilfric Doomslayer. Milord, I need some assistance with today's sacrifice. Oh right, Gaston was the front runner early for questionable music decisions. Katie Babes has been offered up for trolling, and Carissa is looking for an out. Need direction. Okay, well Carissa did miss the twerking earlier, and so we'll sacrifice Carissa tomorrow. And Katie Babes has been hard at work all day, so perhaps that explains the trolling. Yeah, it doesn't justify it, so we'll sacrifice Katie Babes today. And earlier on, Gaston did make a terrible music choice, but he immediately apologised for it. It was, it was just a brief crack, and it wasn't real. It wasn't even real. I know it wasn't, because Gaston's totally and utterly jacked and pumped right now. So it was a brief moment, and we're all susceptible to them. But Katie Babes, you're going to get sacrificed today. Thanks so much for being a lucky viewer, Katie Babes. That's fantastic. Oh, wow, blessing us all. And Wilfric, thanks very much for keeping us on top of that, because it would be dreadful to displease the gods. Would be. And I know people have put in at Tradespotting, go to GME Tradespotting. Okay, yes, shit, good shout, Shane. Yes, you got me on that one. That's helpful. Thanks, Shane. Yeah, I'll organise them by symbol in it. Trading review. You should just get up GME for me when I tell you. 2396. Push back up there. Nice to see. Let's get down to the 15 minutes. Let's get to the 1 minute. Fuck you, 15 minutes. What did it do at the end of that 15 minutes? Fucking. Why didn't anyone tell me when I was doing it? And then it did Rocky's thing and everything. Look, it did its thing and everything. It flashed. It was above the resistance that I defined at the time when that happened. And as such, the break went up, and that up went up to your previous high of the day there, and then it came back down, and the fucking DMI, the DI plus went exactly to the fucking 38, and then it comes back down, and you might think, oh no, it's not going to go below the 50, but it fucking did. It went back to exactly the place it left. Exactly. Fucking Rocky Outcrops are absolute legend. That's amazing. His TA is amazing. He should have 10,000 fucking billion people tuning in every day. He doesn't, and it's a disgrace. Why don't you watch Rocky Outcrop's show in the morning? It's so good. This is absolute gift. This is a fucking gift. There's people out making thousands of dollars on every person who uses their fucking services, and it's shit. And Rocky's making this and giving it away for free. And amazing community of people, like most of the people who are in here watching and chatting right now. And that. And if you're not, why are you not watching it? Like, you know, you've got to put, like, we want these things to continue. You have to put goodness into them. And he's doing it, fair share of that, that's for sure. Jesus creepers, that's incredible what he's done for people there. And your RSI afterwards come back, there you go, back down there, and that's scaring people below the 50, now it recovers to 50, it turns around below the bearish control zone, does all that at the end of the day. It's freaking brilliant, up at $203.78. And I say up there despite not having seen it, because I wasn't around when it was back at 204.90s and stuff. It even made a new high for today, 204.87. Is that 7 cents higher than it was previously? Nope, but it's a couple of cents higher. Oh, and I missed it. Oh well, I hope that other stuff was useful and valuable to people. Nobody really asked about crypto, so we didn't do any of that. And the timeline says we've got 7 minutes. Right? No, we've not. We've got... We've got 7 minutes left for the day. And then what would the rest of it happen? Well, our very, very ambitious target was $205.65. Trying to do that for us. It's a positive sign on RSI. That wasn't over the top. This wasn't over the top. What about that in terms of double at this area? Nah, because it had the strength. Neither time were divergent. Both were covering this at a slightly higher area. That's really quite good, you know. 15 minutes. Higher body closes, higher wicks. This is bullish wick. These are bullish wicks. That's a doji. That's a doji, but it started literally a couple of seconds ago, so that was what you would expect. 30 minutes. Get rid of that nonsense. There's 200 period moving average is still like resistance. Wicking above it leads to closing below it. Takes a different impression of your wicks when you see it not breaking things that way. 786, 886, $207. I mean, it needs a line. It deserves a line, just like I deserve a cup of tea. I do. I really, really do. Oh my goodness, what did I do today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, if you liked any of those tunes today, please tune back in and watch them. Though I did forget to monetize the first part of the video, so I'm really got to get a plan and stick to it properly. Have a checklist of things to do. Stop messing everything up on myself. 205.65. That's what we're looking for. I need a checklist and a clock. Right. And what else did I do? Did these other things work? They should have worked. Did this work? Does this work now? Let me test this. Yes, it does. Great. And time 10:56. I've got a couple of minutes left. Wonder if you hear that mic cut out sound that comes back. Don't like it myself. The pop. 24.29. We're back at 24. Great. Well, nice. Here's your 200 period moving average. Touching it. 30 minutes. Don't care about it. It's interesting that price action below it. There you've got your higher close. Go on, you boy. Why not, right? And why not indeed? Why not indeed? AMC 46, good, yeah, right? 46.68, yeah, sure, whatever, but it's above this level, it's important. That's that cross. It didn't knock it straight down, though. If you trace that 50 for much, I would be suspicious. If you open and close it above it, then you'll just get a period of flux again. And then Thursday for AMC, price action back up in the high 47s, 48, 49, possibly. Won't open and close above that 50. It's 15 minutes, so what? Hourly, yeah, you're below the 50 period moving average. And I tested the 200 at $40, seems likely, so that's still the case for it. Back to GME. 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, follow me. Like, we were all that, that's great. See how that goes. Maybe even put on another couple of these or touching channels. 1 minute? Nah, not put on the touching channels on the 1 minute. I put. We'll give these like 15. See, basis line coming in here. Center line, sorry. The support and resistance at around 200 is important. Middle of this trend is 202. Top side of it's where we just touched off. Cool. Push beyond that. Do it now. Do it in the end. Put it up at $205. I'm going to go use a bathroom and then put the kettle on and come back and look at how this finishes and then do Busy Apes, GME TA and AMC TA for all the Busy Apes. All you Busy Apes is busy apes is. Yes, Busy Apes. What else did I not talk about today that I was planning on talking about? I was going to take a lead from the idea that success isn't final. And here we see some of that. But nor is failure fatal, as we saw earlier. So we could talk about that, but I can't really bother because we're not going to have talked about crypto though, and we didn't do it. And this was the crypto episode. Did we ever do any crypto? I don't think we did, but that's how the unreasonable nature of this show. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. You really appreciate it. Thanks. And I'm not untuning. I'm going to go and use the bathroom, but still, so stay tuned in. And I'm back. And the markets have closed. How did that happen? I only went to the Zulu. I must have left at the end of the minute. Well, 204.52. We're at the top of the resistance there. Nice to see our DI positive reclaimed ascendancy. The RSI made it into the bullish control zone. And we'll see what happens in post-market prices when they update and are realistic. And we'll include the extended hours on there so we get to see what's going down over on the 15 minute. Go, could do with some chocolate. How is everybody? I would have put on music there, but I spent all the money on the licenses already. Hi, have a cab or just raise the roof. Hail a cab or raise the roof. Whatever your wacky waving inflatable arm flailing turnip needs are. So come on down to GME's wacky waving inflatable arm flailing turnip man emporium and warehouse. Wow, this is an amazing advert. Power Dog, would you mind recording that with a real movie voice, and I'll slap it on some. They're not your eye holes, they're my holes, eye holes type of graphics, and we'll get a real good advert out, because that's going to bring them in. They'll bring in the masses. That would, Pallor Dog, that advert, but it being obviously about TA, would actually get loads of people in, because people that are good at it and enjoy it, they're quite funny, aren't they? You guys are all very funny. Are they running out of ammo? Bring it back down to the mid 100s. I wonder. Will we get it back down to the mid 100s? Will we? Will they? Will we? I mean, we, because I'm saying, like, you just buy it anyway. Nah, so obviously you would buy it there if they could. I mean, the lower end of this formation isn't around there, so it's not just ammo that gets it there, you know. Like, they deploy a lot of different tactics at once, and they get ammo from lots of different places too, so to put a finite level on their collateral is difficult, especially if they're making money elsewhere, which I'm sure they are if they're tuned into this show, because we're all making money elsewhere. I certainly have to. And yeah, so why did my jar move over like that? Ah, yeah, it's got that moving on thing. I thought that was me, but it's stupid feature. What was I talking about? Yeah, the lower end of this. So it's not just ammo, also like in their arsenal of weapons, in their armory, is all these psychological weapons that they can use against you. And that's not just where they push price action to, it's how they also do other news, you know, and you read like, oh yeah, four Batman Pajama shared this thing with me earlier, it's dead funny. This 4-star analyst had said GME was worth like $80 or something. And that was like, right, great, aye. These are stars for how many times he's been utterly, unbelievably, stupendously wrong, likely. Total Fanny is a Fanny star analyst, that guy. Anyway, yeah, so does it come back here? Right, well, I mean, this is a very bullish formation, so you're likely to touch the top of it before you go and break any bottom side of the thing, especially having recently tested the bottom of it and then moved up to the centre line. So if we break above the centre line of it, you'll make it touch the top side, and that's not that crazy, and you'll be talking about prices at $260. And that's what you're looking at the minute, and until such times as you do convincingly open and close above this centre, then you know, yeah, maybe you are thinking the lower side of the formation, and that mid 100s might come around 163, and yeah, it's cool. We could go back there. Could even happen dead fast. If you like break back into this previous formation and then it doesn't look strong immediately and you're below the 618 and whatnot, could drop down there. I don't anticipate it doing it until it's tried higher. Don't think it's going at any time in the immediate future. And I actually expect there to be some other bullish events coming up. Just to talk about at the time, because you know everyone fucking. Anyway, so yeah, I expect other things coming up. So I'm actually looking at going 225, 207, 203. Open close tomorrow, nice one. 207 and change, that'd be good. And if the end of the week anywhere like there or better, great. If you can push up to 22216, great. If you can push up to 2225, 226, brilliant. And get above there. I definitely do not anticipate it doing that by Friday, but it could. And if it does, the next level's 256, and it might stop at 247, 246 for a while, but it's going to 256, 255 if it gets above 226. I don't think it's going to do that right immediately. It may well do some sort of pullback before then. I just don't anticipate it being as low as 150. So, more people tune in now that the markets are closed than there was during the show. Yes, that's strange people, yeah. 242 current viewers. Please hit the like button, it's really appreciated. And everyone who does it, thanks very much. So that's that. That's the mid 50. That's that. Ask question asked. What's the other questions? Anyone got any other questions? Shall we do all the questions? Hello, it's moi. It says I. Tradespotter. Oh, look, there's a sticker. Beach Gopher. Beach Gopher. Thanks. Wow, that's a huge tip as well. Thanks, Beach Gopher. You're a very nice chap, Beach Gopher. Thank you very much, and for being a member and for the donation. That's really appreciated. Hope you apes are staying jacked over here. Over here, Grizzled. Great, Grizzle. Grizzle primate. How are you doing, Grizzled? Gamma Rap's still frothy at 210. Aye. Open interest telling us this week that's interesting actually. Change. This is the same as when we checked. And some more activity picking up at 150. Ah. Bing 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 bing. Got a little close strike prices in there. And that'll be sucking open interest down, compensating for all of this. Fucking fannies. 150 by Friday, that's what they're hoping for. Well, they should have done more today. They had to do more today if you wanted that. It's like, you failed that already, if you ask me. 210. I would defeat, like, I would just completely annihilate them at 210 in a liquidity hunt. Yep, that's right. 210. Destroy them there. 210. 220. You completely and utterly fucking wreck them. These covered calls, are they likely? I'll be like, who's that? How do you, Daniel? Somebody's gonna make loads of money on those things. So there it is laid out for you. You just have to see this pick up a bit. And you have to get, like, you don't need 210. You get, if you do, great. If you get 220, even better. You don't need that either. Anything above 200. I mean, look at it. Hey, it's anything above 200. It's anything. You know what this is. This is the people in between. These people who know what they're doing in and around here, maybe, right? And these people who don't. And then there's some people who've like fucked up shit and they've put trades in there. That doesn't matter. That's a stupid area. And that. I don't know what game they're playing. These people. Yeah, fair enough. And what happens tomorrow? Well, likely this moves again. I'd say this will move tomorrow. Especially if prices do the upside thing. We're really asking so much for prices to finish above 210 this week. We're asking so much. It's a tough one. If it does, it fucks them. If it does, it's likely a big liquidity player trying to fuck them. Or amazing organisation on behalf of the apes. Not that apes do that, come on, let's be silly. They're not organised, it's just a coincidence. Hey, and if opportunity doesn't knock, build a bigger door. That's what we say when it comes to camera ramps. So, 618, yeah, sure, well, I'm not going to distract myself with the tea. What was the questions I was answering? Glug glug, did you hear that? Did you? Rolls Royce down another 3.3%. Can you handle it? Can you handle it? Bit of a downtrend on the smoother time frames. Rolls Royce sold off business there, 10% of its dink gone. This moves on the charts. It doesn't matter. It's like the technical analysis is king. Sorry, buddy, you drop below this support level, you're likely going to the next ones. Here's your new entry on this thing. New entry, it's the same trade as before. You had it. It was very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Got another one on that. Is that rolling over? Whoa. bling blong, but I didn't get no alert shining off. Why was that? Tradespotting. Have you noticed a pattern? That wasn't it. Have you noticed that was ants, apes, ants and apes, rockets, galaxy. Yo! We love you and all of your friends. Thanks very much for joining us. I wish I could say your name. I would say it wrong, obviously. So I'll just call you our brother from Korea. And he's here representing shitloads of ants. It's great to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for the donation. That's really appreciated. And very generous. Say hello to our friend. We can call him, what we call him? The gorilla. Is that what we call... What's... If I hover over it, does it give me a... No. Our Korean ant friends. Give a shout out to our Korean ant friends. Tradespotting. Rocky didn't get to my super chat ticker this morning. What was it, Sal? I'll do it. Not sure if that was because he hated it or just forgot. Can you look at it, please? Missed the dip for chapters. No problem. ETMC. ATMC. Okay. This is the dip he's talking about. Dan! Oh, I'm on the wrong chart screeny thing, chart thing. Korean barbecue is the best in the world. It probably is fucking best in the world. I've heard that, but it's good before. Obviously never had it. I want some Korean barbecue now. Oh my goodness, I'm freaking starving. Oh my god. Welcome to Ant from Krista. Thanks for Krista. Thank you. Everyone being so welcoming to the ants. We fucking love the ants. Ken only spreads cheeks for me on weekends. The only time I dress as a woman. Is that the only time? Why? Why, Jay? No. The weekends? Seems like too strict on yourself there. Ficking Daniel. Effing Daniel. I suppose there are other things to think about creating. For a start, I'm jealous of how good the freaking Wi-Fi is over there. Tradespotting. His name translates to Hanuru, according to Google Translate. Thank you very much, Hanuru, if I'm saying that correctly. Hanuru. I don't know how you say it though. How would you pronounce that? Hanuru. I don't know. I'm guessing. Obviously. I would love to agree with that. I would have to. Oh, even better. Busan is a great location to get Korean barbecue. Busan. That's probably quite far from Edinburgh. So, God, I'm so hungry right now. I don't know how to navigate a chart, but I know marinades. I know them. And smoking grilling. I need somebody to marinade my tandoori chicken. Right after GME MOS, I would go to US and buy a bunch of game consoles in GME. Right after. Buy a bunch of them. After. That's fun. That's funny. There's something funny about that. I like it. Buy me one too, please. I like all of them. Thanks. Pratik Patel. California has great Korean barbecue, but I was fortunate to go to Seoul for a week work trip and the food was mind-blowing. Wow, that sounds like a nice work trip. Tradespot and TradingView freebie account GME spread almost $12. There's a spread. Did I do ETMC? I didn't do it yet. Sorry. I came across for a dink donk and wasn't sure what it was and then got distracted. Sorry, Sal. Right, let's start properly here. Bing, bing, bing. 000. So, did all that. Question is, does it get back above this orange line again? If it does, then it could go on up again. It could go to $13. Could go to $20 if it gets above this orange line again. If it gets above that. Okay, positive recovery above the 236. So awful scenario goes down to 30 cents again. Not quite so terrible. It drops to 83 cents. But it's gonna go to somewhere if it does not break above this orange line. If it does break above that orange line, it's gonna keep going. It's gonna go up, maybe even up to it'll at least go and test its own previous high. You'd want to be measuring the RSI at the time because it's already very extended and looks like quite dodgy, but then it's obviously got those horizontals and you look left at this one and then a previous higher one, but look at that one, so it's important for measuring the RSI at the time. Itself stuck in the bullish control zone, that's good to see. Positive trend ADX really strong, good to see that. It's just it does traditionally turn around from down at these levels, and this move has made it from a very low place. Gone very extended very quickly rather than taking a slow step and up, so that's that breakout I suppose, but it's not broken anything horizontally, so it's not real. The fact that it didn't go on further, can't really blame that on the end of the day. Because it's not closed. GME. I've got my Daunting channels on 15 minutes, so I don't need them on across that. I need them like that for these ones. Aye, well, it's what it is there. It says the same thing. Drop down hourly. Let's see what's going on, you little... You were divergent, weren't you? You were. And both of these came in the overbought or bullish control zone. Wasn't on your DMI, but that then did turn around on ADX after. Well, it does love its little head and shoulders, doesn't it? It does love its little RSI and shoulders. Boom, 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 field. Boom, 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 field. Boom, boom, boom. This looks dodgy, sell. These are the entries in and around here, and your stop loss is like shit. 1 hour, let's take it from a 4 hour and see where these candle closes are. This is important. This is important. Done that. Gaps filled. It's good at filling its gaps quickly. Yeah, probably. $2.05 is like the closest I would consider entering this, because you get a different like nature of price action below the gap there, and perhaps you could put in a stop loss using that, or even above that, and get a sneaky little bounce there and see how that goes with the trade when it comes back to test this sort of angle, or you know, wherever it might be, or this sort of idea of testing the mid-level of the dodging channels. At that point you might like think about taking profit if you were to enter at 2 and then get out at 220, 223. It's 10%. It's not massively tradable, but it is there. And you can hope it goes on after, but this is breaking down here. Does likely do some sort of test before dropping out of this zone. Haven't got so far above it. See, this time it went through. I mean, with regards to price actions, it's not the same, but it's not that different, really. The first time the RSI went in here and did this sort of thing, like its ultimate retrace afterwards wasn't that low on price, but it came like way out of the bullish control zone, way down, like even to the neutral line and beyond at that point, to test that. And when price action then didn't come back, you know, that divergence was expressed, and more moves to the top side themselves all divergent. That's just fine if it's really trending like that. You'd expect it. And so is something like that happening here too? Well, the RSI hasn't actually retraced anything like as much yet. Price has already come to the bottom of its own demand line, so I'd expect that might drop down further. It would still look very bullish afterwards, and you'd get that entry at 205, and at that point it may then push on again and see if this trend continues in that. But where could you take it to? You know, you're asking for a lot to take it past 314. There's that. There's 278, 275, 314, and then who knows, keep something on in case it keeps going. But that'd be the trade there. Otherwise, you're looking for something way lower. Well, not way lower, but 618, 195. See. You might not get any of them if it doesn't work down below it, but that's what I'd look at. I'd look at 205, 2.05 or 1.92 for an entry with quite a tight stop, because I'd be looking for a bounce and playing it up that way. Right, what else did I miss? BB retracing to 947. Up nearly 1%. The bottom of this formation. You could get an entry down at 849, 972. The two zones I had marked out as being of interest, offering up a potential re-entry on a long here. This was the first one. This is like cheeky extra entries here for people who are sick of it but would take it if it got there. Likely has some sort of bounce, retest this formation. That would be a move from 850 up to 10 something. Right? It's easily very tradable move in and of itself. And should it get back into the formation after that point, you could follow it with stop losses after if you wanted to. You might see it then make it into 13, 14 bucks and whatnot, and then the top side of that trade 17, and you would still perhaps come back afterwards. And so a lot of money to be made if you're in and out and in and out and in and out, especially if you compound that particular account just for that thing and that you play it safe. There's like loads of chances to do some good work with that. But what price did you say yourself? Where's the message? It's basically been stuck at under 90 for a little bit. A couple of weeks ago it was under 50. Darth Souther under chat takes the piss out of each other a lot, while Tradespotting explains how he gets to a prediction of next likely reversal. That way we can use the info on more than one stock. Yes, exactly. It's pretty much good. Thanks, Did Money All Stars. 32 points, Ryan. Not bad, son. Guitar outside, you have 140 points. Oh my goodness. It's not 190 now. It's not at 190 now. There's another interesting aspect to it. Cracks knuckle and warms up the fingers. Oh, you getting ready for something, Wilfrick? What are you getting ready for? Would they fit our points? Points are things that they get for watching or commenting or tuning in that encourage interaction in the chat, so that people then do things that help the channel with the algorithm. And then this is rewarded with these things called points. I find it a patronizing name, but like that's the way that they use this currency, is that they've created from the idea of like the interactions and whatnot, and then you can use them for various things. And I'm going to use them for loads of games to make the stream entertaining for people. So if you've got enough points, you can use them for to take analog control of games that I'll have in chat, and all the stuff that goes on around me here. Your chat will be able to control it with their points, among other things. Guitar outside, you've 140. Yeah, well, we covered that, didn't we? Stream labels, labs, whatever your name is now. Give me more points. Nice try, Ryan. That's good work. Self-belief. Bait buckets. You have 166. My goodness, these are killing it. These really are. Well, we turned on the extended hours. So what have we seen for GME since then? $1 drop. Oh. Auto, please. Aye, so what does it do? Gonna try and make us think it's rolling over because you're after hours nonsense. Are you gonna try it with a higher high, idiots? And there's your 50 period moving average, idiots. Can't do anything about it. Tough luck, idiots. This is important that we stay above these areas. So, post market not so much, but yeah, 203.40 something's good. So now I see we're at 203.56. Coolio. Framed by the moon on this chart. Shit, have I been on the big screen for ages when I should have been on the other one looking at things? I probably was that whole time I was doing stuff for Sal and everything. I picked that up, didn't I? Shit. Tradespotting, I'm already in and up and was considering an ad. Now I have more to chew on. Thanks. You're welcome, Sal. Cool. Good work. You're already in on that one. Good one, because it's flying, isn't it? So if you've been in it for a while, congrats. Fishhead, you have 59 points. Haha, what are we laughing at now? Everyone looking for their points. It's all about the points now. It's all about the points now. You want some points. You don't really love me. You just wanted the points. Have I got... this should be working, but it isn't because it never freaking does. Work? Would you? It is working. Excellent. That's working now. Does this work? Should work. Then let me test it over here. Test again. Yes, that works that way. Tradespotting. Full screen, please. Full screen, please. Please to the full screen. Of course. Here we are at the full screens. The full screen and the full screen. Full screen. Well, has anyone got any questions you want to talk about? Do you want to ask me anything? Do you want to cover anything? Do you want to do anything? What do you want to do? Let your attitude be the box of crayons that colours your life. Tradespotting. Am I the only one who noticed Michael E's 69 gazillion points? See, it might be. How many points has Michael E's got? Wow, he's going to have a lot of funds on the games. Glad to finally be able to catch some of a stream. Been busy since getting back from the desert last week. Iger Brown, what were you doing in the desert? What were you on a little walkabout? What were you doing down there? And how was it? Is it still sandy? And have you got any... No. Have you got any souvenirs from the desert for us? Dan Ernest, you've 260 points. Not bad, Dan. Not bad. Don't know what's happening, but I own a bit. Like it. Like a lot. Hopefully my AMC 60 call expires Friday. Lol, fuck. Hey, you're new here, aren't you? You're definitely new here. If you've got a $60 call for AMC expiring this Friday, then you're definitely new. How are you, Jamie, outside of streaming and trading? Outside of streaming and trading, not getting enough sleep. Desperately not getting enough sleep because people doing work downstairs. Very noisy at night time. Tradespotting, what are your thoughts on IRNT? Could it keep going tomorrow? I'll have a look in the second rally. GME, will you say something in an American accent? Yeah, let me think of something to say. What do Americans say? If I could think of anything that Americans say. So they're all cliched things jumping into my head. You'll have to give me an what part of America? Now, hey, give us a bedtime story, mate. Haha. Yeah, is it bedtime already? So I'm not getting enough sleep. Tradespotting. Am I the only one who noticed it? Yes, Sir Omar, I have not noticed it since. And here is Michael E. There. IRNT went apeshit crazy today. Alright, so you're going to get me into doing actual work now. I see, it's like that. What? Have I typed this incorrectly? What? What? Where is it? IRNT. Yeah, great, Jimmy. IRNT. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da, bong. Bing bong. Ah, yeah, it's going to turn around, isn't it? ADX has got a little bit left to go on it before that happens, but you know, I actually know that the 38 level's important, so let's say that that's like proves to be true as it always has done. You had your move, the flash came in your. Oh fuck, mate, this is gonna come back a big chunk, isn't it? No, wait. Yeah. What? Oh, the post-market prices have taken it to 32. But regular trading hours sort of taken it to 40 from 32. This is all post-market, these prices. So you can't trust it for that. And secondly, do you want to give me my actual? Thanks. Secondly, it's got this flash on the DMAG. Did that already happen? When is that? When did that stop? Here. Well, it's closed post-market, so I don't know how this will work with post-market and that indicator on that section in time. But if it was regular trading hours, I'd expect this thing to come back to $32, and there's nothing telling me it won't. It was up 37% on the day before it closed, 27% after hours. So that's interesting. 5-minute candles say. Maybe it keeps going. 1 minute says there's this pick of divergence, DMI, ADI. That says that it's weakening. I'd say this is about to turn around and try and test somewhere lower. I don't, might just blast off again, but 36.26 and then 34.86 and then you're 32. And then who knows, if it does get back to 32 before market open tomorrow, it might test in at $30 again. Ay, dangerous to jump on trains going that fast. Yeah, I'm not sleeping enough properly. I'm not eating enough properly. I'm not getting enough time to do the things that I need to get done. It's not being productive enough, and I've got 20 different things on go, all not finished off, so it's like annoying. But it is what it is, and I had a birthday recently, so that's why it was interrupted with other things. And I'll get back on track, and then I'll be great again soon. And yeah, so I'm doing good. How are you all doing? I noticed that there's a big change in chat recently. Jamie, say Chick-fil-A. 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 Ah, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A. What is Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A's. Or chicken fillet-A's. What's Chick-fil-A? What is it? Why do I keep hearing it? And what is it again? Why do I keep saying it? That's the real problem. Tradespotting got in during pre-market and held on. Lol. Thanks for the insights. Held on. Congratulations. I have 27%. There it goes. Doing that blast off. Bing bing. Touch junk in channels. Smaller time frame says, well, fuck it. Let's go. But then that was good. Yeah. Good there. Is that closed? Not yet. Looking left. I should have looked left. 42.36. 42.36. I should have looked left when I was doing that and said that and then looked smart. Anyway, there's 42.36. So get above there. Great. You got another huge, probably a big jump if it does go above there. But I don't know. I mean, you're holding on now. You're trading at post market, yeah. This is divergent between these two highs, and this peak likely does form resistance. And even if it is after, this is the place to be taking profit if you're me. Holding on was good, but you don't have to do it forever and ever. And you'd hate to have to give up loads of profits having made them. You'd hate to have to do that. Do. So this is this and that is that. And why is that red? Spurt. Hi, you disappeared. This is what happens. It got too good, so doesn't exist anymore. Amazon. What did you do? You did that move, huh? Hit the 200 in the end. Good on you. Right, fuck off now. Right, there's a good entry. Boom, boom, boom. 2. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A 236 1160. Are you looking for me? You looking for that? Are you? Well, if that's where you're going, you know, here's a perfectly good place to start for. If you're looking for that, then this is the right place to start. Yes. 618, likely you get that re-entry there. The same tree as before, though. Naked down a little chunk. Little chunk. Bum bum. See, this is what happens when you break out of these sort of formations. Like, you get the measured move and then anemic for a while. And what else? AHD, what did you do? Down 1.3%. You made it up at your highs. Still since then, you've been dropping. 16. You're coming in for the Friday close on this. RSI likely. Let's see on that. 1 hour. What does that look like on a 4 hour yet? Not so bad yet. Above the center line there. Okay. Interesting. Had to test, haven't got up, and now back again. Interesting. See how it goes in a couple of days. Not that it's got that long. 2 more days. See how that goes. Yeah, cool. It's not a long wait. AMC 46.60 post market. GME 203.56 as it is. So that's that. I haven't done the busy 8TA section, but I can't record it. And yeah, so I've noticed a big change in the chat, you know. Some of the old faces never leave, thanks so much for being here. And then others who are here all the time, all disappeared all recently. And so I'm reliant on everybody giving me, doing all the help they do give me so much. Appreciate it so much. And the people who do stick around all the time, really appreciate it. No harm on those who don't, but those who do, thanks so much, eh? Because I can't be taking the breaks. And that. Can someone please explain why GME spread is currently $48 on TradingView? The spread, is that like you're talking about the day's range here, or what? Where are you looking at the spread information it's giving you? Where is the spread? In the post market, if you could see the spread, it would likely be bigger. I doubt very much it'd be $48. So where is it giving me spread on this thing? You might be talking about the day's range if that's what it's talking about. Where is it? But the day's range wasn't that. It was $13 or something. 27 for $11, $12. Day's range $12. Where's it? Why would the spread be 3 times the daily range? Where is this spread information you're looking at, Stephen? Is it on? Where is it? Not that I would go for fundamental stuff. No, it isn't, but where is it? Where is it? I'm back to work, so can't be here as much as I'd like. Weezer, that's okay, no problem. Don't worry, no, I don't mean it like that. And just that everyone who does can, thanks so much for doing it. And, you know, I understand people don't, people have sent me messages explaining when they can't be here, and that it's just it's all happened at the similar times. Which was like, I've just, but thank God for people like yourself and Shane and Observe Thyself and everyone else. Daniel Assange, Wilfric Doomslayer, what a fucking legend he is. Homer Simpson, and Bait Buckets, fucking, I'm just scrolling up saying names but these are all legends. Thanks so much. Bet 160, it's 208. Bet is 160, let is 208. I see. Bet and let. So this is probably a stupid question, but that's no problem. There's no stupid question. But why is there a pre-market and post-market? Why not open for everybody? Well, they do other things, like usually, like things have to come in, reporting deadlines and whatnot from the ATS, and like there's cut-off points to make it okay for everybody, like different reporting services, different exchanges, different time zones, whatnot. Most of it's like, you know, you need a time for it to end, and those are the official price that, like, at the day's end and the day's closed, and when the markets close on market close, those prices are used for various funds, like mutual funds take their prices from the daily close, and that'll be interesting for like depending on what company it is and what jurisdiction it is and what their time zone is and what that market close is, then that's how that'll be priced, and it'll be part of some other fund perhaps, that investment part of some other fund, and that other total fund's pricing will have to be calculated at specific times and whatnot. So you need end of days, and then also it's handy to have the post and pre-market thing because there's a little bit of a lag. So the rest of the world can just send in their faxes. Just get those DPS reports all signed off properly and stuff and whatnot and such. Yeah. So that's it. And it's mostly that sort of thing. Mind you, that doesn't explain the pre-market. So like then it's similar on the other hand. But it's not just that. Like, why do they have them? It's about liquidity provision and stuff, you know. And certain people need to make trades before market open and close. So like providing that service is okay. It's all like recorded data and that. It's not like you can't see this information, and it's not like you're unable to trade it. It's different from the ATS. Like you can trade through loads of brokers. You can trade post and pre-market. Like I think, who was it was just talking about that asset we just talked about? They'll be doing it now themselves. So why is this like? Because it's kind of handy, like, and it's a good thing to have, and it's all above water, above board. Not everyone is above water. Tradespotting, GME 69 days to earnings. Bullish. 69 days till earnings. Oh wow, we love our GME earnings. Earnings. Well, that'll come at the next one, right? The next one's more interesting because the next one is typically the best one of the year, whereas the one we've just gone through, it would be typically the worst one of the year. So that'll be interesting to see ourselves, and we will be able to give a rough idea of how GME is performing by going there, not just to the website, going to the shops between now and Christmas and seeing how things are going with activity in the shops and how busy it is. And like, I anticipate it being very, 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 very busy because, you know, when you get someone a Christmas present, you're like, well, I don't know what to get them. Well, the chances are at some point during the year you've talked to them about GME, so there'll be loads of people getting presents from GME because you've tried to sell somebody this thing before, and they'll be helping it by buying stuff there just because they don't know what to get you for presents and stuff. Things like that, you know, if people still get presents. I don't know, do people get them? If so, GameStop's the place to buy them. So why am I looking at this on the charts? I was supposed to be looking at what people were saying. Tradespotting, 69 days earnings. Tradespotting, everyone is getting Christmas presents from GameStop this year. Yep, everybody. That's where I mean, you know. Yes, every one of us is going to do that. Tradespotting, Evergrande. You want to look at Evergrande? What's the ticker for fucking Evergrande? Triple free. That was quite. Oh, let's just look at OTC trade as well. Just add it on to see how that's reacting. That's fucking brutal. Very similar. And continuing on down there. So, I imagine this is making all-time lows. No, it's already done that. Has it already done that? No. Still got a bit to drop too. Okay, well, I mean, fair enough, right? Because of the way they do things there with their value of the currency and whatnot. Maybe that would be right. Yeah, you would see it reflected better. Right, okay. And did we do IRNT? Yeah, we did, I think. Sheik's I'm tired and hungry. 281. 281. It's coming in there. It's got loads left drop on it. It's loads. 185 potential bounce. At that point, where would it likely go to? could go back up to 357, get 100% trade on that, maybe. So there's some fuckery afoot at the time. I wouldn't try that, it would be stupid. And I'd avoid this. Any company that got any association with them forever and ever. So it's fucked. Obviously, everyone knows that. Largest issuer of US debt outside of America. I'd take that personally if I was American that they did that. Please touch the like button in an appropriate manner if you haven't done already. Thank you very much for that stuff. That's very nice of you. It's very nice of you. It's very lovely of you. Okay, so a good Wednesday. Don't know if we did any crypto. Don't think we did in the end. Monster Buddy. Did money all stars? Correct. If they don't exercise the futures or the options before expiring, they might run out of shares completely. Aye. Yeah. That'll be great to see. That'll be great to see the futures rollover. So they'll be obviously running around scrambling themselves. Like, it's not news to them, of course. And that's normal anyway, you know, even if it isn't a heavily shorted stock around these sort of times. Especially, you know, quad witching as well on Friday, and all these different bond accruals happening as and when all these inflation reports are coming out all over the world. Interesting information. Good night, guys. Meow, meow. Good night, Joe. Meow, 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 meow. Purr, purr, purr. And we got that alert noise, didn't we, with the purr purrs earlier. I got lots of noises earlier, in fact. Just got me subscription to Rocket Club's Discord server. Oh, right. Great, Homer Simpson. I'll see you over there. It's the place to be. That's where I'll be as well. And where lots of stuff and lots of people in this chat are, where they share all their best trades and all, they get help off each other and all get loads of good information and all. Make me a better trader as well, helping out. So I appreciate everybody there loads. And Rocky especially for doing such a good job over there. And everybody else that's just growing out of it. If you money, Tony Wright, myself, all the people. Get loads of stuff in there. Cosmic Lightning Warriors videos always linked. Reynaldo Moreno, best stuff out. You know, great. This is crazy. Remember, Class A stocks are stuck in options. Remember, most Class A stocks are stuck in the options, allegedly. Class A stocks stuck in the options chain. Sometimes H bar up near 100% since I looked. Is it? What did I say it was going to do? $14.47. Oh, it did this move and it went out of that. Oh yeah, that's this move. Oh look, fucking look at that. It's done that. I have to check this. I have to check this now myself. Good enough? I say often I say on Tradespotting, I say close enough is near enough, and near enough is good enough for me. And he who knows enough is enough will always have enough. And so that's how you trade. That's how you trade. Enough, right? You've had that's enough. And this is certainly enough for me, certainly. Well, it keep going and all the rest of it. It's enough for me on that move. And great, excellent, fantastic. Happy days, looks good, worked out good to let me see it. I think I trade was slightly different from what's written on here. That's brilliant. What should I talk about though? The extension on it, likely if it's broken its all-time high, and if it does keep going, the next stop is up 1414 up at 0.78, which is another 25% on top of what it's got to already. Well, it's not, it's 33% on top, and then 1618, and you're getting the full. Oh my goodness, if it goes all the way there. 0.97. Cool. And market open, obviously. And I'm going to take a disc from Binance. How long do we get on this, history-wise? Dodgy. Very, very dodgy. Could do it though. It could go all the way up there. If it fucking does that, it's hilarious. But I'm not going to. I mean, I'll follow it with a stop, and I'll take loads of it if I've still got anything left. But you know, it's not crazy. I'd have to look into this more instead of just right. So what else? What else? That's it. Actually, that's everything. Sarah, rest. I know. Sarah, rest. I know. I got it, didn't I? Didn't I? Sarah, rest. I know. You're super generous and you're super good, helpful. Thanks so much, Sarah, and everybody else. Don't have credits, but I appreciate you all. Corey, did you get your t-shirts yet? Tony, right, I miss you, come back. Hey, Tony, where are you? Hope you're right, mate. Come back. Sarah, 3 salty short positions. 3? Whoop. H-bar, like, add up. Buy the hype. Buy the hype. Buy it. Add hype's hilarious because it's so not a Rockstar coin. It's so not. But it does it. Why is it not on my list? Oh well, it's not. Though, I want to look at it anyway, so I might as well do it on stream. That one, will that do? Or we'll just take that because it's good enough. Hey, what does that alert mean? I've missed just as soon as I go off the chat. It's Sarah again. Sarah, wrist, I know. Sounds like I'm saying that in 3 syllables, but I'm not how to speak it. I'm pretty much agreeing with you, Master Buddy. Great. Although margin calls happen whenever risk is approaching equal value to current product. Exactly. Also, they just get paid at partial positions closed by short hedge funds. Exactly. Yeah. That's 100% true and awesome words. Meh, ADA is okay for me at 400. Meh. Here's your perpetual contact and I've got it on a weekly time frame. Looks amazing, doesn't it? 15 minutes. Now they drop back. Wait a minute. What are we talking about here? This is a futures contract. Piss off, you're confusing me. Still confused. Right. 15 minutes. Oh, it's because it's had a fucking massive breakout. Yeah, beauty. 2.4, 2. No, it's not massive. Why is my charts are just looking stupid? Ah, it's done nothing then. Ah, great. So it's actually done nothing since I was looking at it. Right, this is much more. That's just like, okay. That retrace, this moves this back below the 50, 50 below the 200. There's a def cross. Not a big fan of that. Retest, not broke above the 200 yet. You're going to see it 2.5 and above. Open and close 4 hours. Open and close 4 hours above like 2.6, we'll call it 2.58 or something. It'd be great to see that. Let me just double check something. Bitcoin Golden Cross, so far so good. RSI recovering above the center line, not bad. That's not bad. That's a good move and it does reflect well for ADA, 3.5%. That was positive considering. 4 hour again. That cross won't stick if you can keep above the 50. 2.5, that's where you want to see ADA, 2.5 and above. And then it might well do it, but I would go take my lead from... That's fucking good. That did its job. 41, bounce at 40, very obvious, bounce at 40. Sooner or later there'll be a turnaround and the alts won't be doing as good as Bitcoin. Likely that comes when... What? Could it be good news for Bitcoin that drives that change? Unlikely. It would probably be bad news for everything. So, we'll see. Just covered the center line. But it's weak. I think ADA might do well. If Bitcoin goes up, ADA's going to go up more. I think Bitcoin might do well go up, in which case ADA might go up and put in new all-time highs, and that would be lovely jubbly. But that's not the way to trade it. That's just something to think about. And if you want to trade it, Rocky Woodcrop is your man. First one, my shirt was in Kentucky last I checked. Should have it by Friday. Yes! Sweet, because the Friday one is going to be amazing. Banana fridge, can I get a banana in my fridge? Can. www.bananafridge.com. You can get everything you possibly want at bananafridge.com. If you hasn't visited it, visit it. Don't eat Chick-fil-A. Okay. Good night, peeps. Keep on keeping on. JR, awesome. Yeah, keep on keeping on. What was that huge donation? $50. Who was that from? Astro. Love you and your work, man. Have you analysed the volume of GME, AMC, and the cyclicality of it? Keep killing it. The cyclical nature of the volume. Have I analysed the volume? Well, to be honest, Astro, my technical analysis follows like a series of priorities where it goes trend, volatility, momentum, and then volume, and I use the volume for confirmation of all of those other things and the TA within it. So that's how I do the volume. I don't look really like the any of the volume indicators at all. I don't like any of them other than straight up the volume on the bottom of the chart, and then when I would look at it and its relation to the trend, I'd also build in like support and resistance levels, and then look at the strength of the momentum at the time and see what that reflected, and see if there was any like patterns between that and say a look back period of like 12, 14, 28 periods, depending on what sort of thing it was I was analysing. Maybe there'd be one or two different peaks and extremes within that I'd be thinking about, and then I'd look at volume again probably then. This is me trying to talk about how I look at volume from just a volume perspective, but like really it comes at the end of everything else. So I don't do analysis on the volume in that way at all, ever. I also think that people can fuck with the volume loads, like just like buy and sell the same fucking thing at the same price, and or a little bit above it and whatnot. And with some multiple market participants that are all doing exactly the same thing, it's so very easy to trick people with volume. I also think there's like a big distinction needs to be made between volume and volatility, because a lot of people think like, oh, we need to see the volume to see the prices change, but actually, of course, due to the nature of volatility, you're much better off having no volume at all if that's what you're looking for in terms of big price moves, because those big price moves likely come through a lack of liquidity, and so the lower the amount of activity is important rather than the increase. So that's the way I think about volume. Obviously that's a little bit counterintuitive, but that's the way I go with it all. And I haven't really looked into analysing the volume further and above than when the lovely girl, what's her name on Twitter? She's got a Twitter name that I recognise when it's written down, but I've never said it out loud. It's like PWTRR or something. And she sent me through some of her work, and I was like, you were thinking as always being the dead reverse of that. That's interesting. And she had sent me across her stuff, and I was looking at it like, because I'd looked at other stuff before with like the I hate wave patterns, right? I hate wave patterns. I know it's all bollocks, right? I know it's all bollocks, but I will look through like the cosine of a chart over a period of time, and then build in harmonics and then all the other things I was talking about. But like the whole statistical analysis of volume, that's the name, yeah, that one, that thing, I've never said it out loud. So she's dead nice, and she's got a good approach, and but I didn't have time at the time. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I looked at it for like an hour and then I fell asleep. But she was dead nice. But again, it was like so much of this conversation of a cycle is so very difficult to talk about with people, because everybody wants to hear that there's a cycle and that tells them the answer, or that there's an algorithm that's got and then they don't have to do anything, right? Because there's this algorithm controlling prices, and nothing but that algorithm wins. So you have a conversation with people who don't actually do it, and I haven't actually got any evidence, then they say weird things. And it confuses me as to where they're getting it from, because where are all these stupid ideas come from? Like, where is the stupid idea, like, that there's an algorithm controlling the price coming from? Like, what is the thinking behind that? You know, because obviously it's only in control of its own money. She's really smart. She is dead smart, and she's really good at statistical analysis. She knows what she's doing, talking about, and she's good at that. She's directed her attention to GME, and trading that. She's come out of the blue. She's must have been doing something, obviously, using her skills elsewhere before. But I only really saw her stuff for an hour or so, and I was so tired I wasn't able to say anything other than impressed with the way she was going about things. Like, she's got a good approach to it now. It's just, I don't know, like the cyclical aspect of the volume. There's also so many other things that need to be built in there, like obviously the money comes and goes and flows and fills other people's routines and agendas and priorities and whatnot, and those things will repeat over time because they're based on events and whatnot, and everybody has a format to their life and so on. So there are these. Is the price not fake? Is the price not fake? Is that your name? Is that the same logo as Astronaut? It's just a little bit different. It's just in small. It looks the same. Bing bong, the price is wrong. It's wrong. It's definitely not fake, because you can actually go and buy it. Am I sat on ADA this whole time? I mean, you can go and buy it for that price, so it's not fake, but it's wrong. And it's also listed as different prices in different places. So what I'm kind of now meandering through the conversation in a one directional way. What else am I talking about? How else do I have the conversation? Yeah, it's science that I'm always working on. There's noise to the cycle that is true trader sentiment. The misunderstanding is people summarize it to a single algorithm. It's multiple CC, so multiple algorithms, yeah. But then they also then take that further and they say, but because of the algorithms, they say that those algorithms are controlling prices, but of course those algorithms themselves aren't, and interact with each other, and they're dynamic and they respond to price, so they take their lead from price action, you know. And the way that you'd program these algorithms are all programmed like, well, if price does these sort of things, like if it follows this calculation and reaches this point within it, if it does this factor of whatever within the trend, and you take parts from the trend to measure future moves and so on. And that's why Fibonacci's are so popular with people who program algorithms and whatnot. These are always based on like on chart information, right? So value is wrong then. Well, it's damn good value. That's true. The value is so good because the price is wrong. So you see, like, you're probably a super nice chap underscore, right? And we would get along. But right at this very instant time, you fucked me off there, because at the start you've said something like, I thought the price was fake, and I thought we were getting on because that's so very similar to what I say, but it's not true. But I didn't think you were putting words in my mouth. And then when you say underscore, so the value is wrong, then it's like, no, it isn't, mate. I just told you that the price is wrong, bing bong. And so that's what's wrong. The price is wrong, bing bong. The value is brilliant. They're getting brilliant value because the prices are wrong. But like, we probably would get along. But like, people put words in my mouth all the time. It's like, no, if I don't say one thing and then explain it, yeah, cool, I get it then. Excellent, maybe we're mates. Right, hopefully we are mates now. And so yeah, that's what I think about, right? Like the bing bong, price is wrong. There's shitloads of value in GME. It's like a value play for lots of reasons, but it's also now very much a market dynamic play. And that goes on to talk about the market dynamics that will be involved in these cycles. Only one thing to say, I love you, you fanny. Yes, you, Jamie, mumble, jumble, tumble, rumbler. Mwah, love you, Paul. Thanks. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks, Paul. You're a legend. Great to see you all the time here and in Rocky Stream. So yeah, so sorry, Jimmy, lol. Not what I meant to do, lol. No problem, my friend. See, we are fucking friends. I love this. This is much better. Now I really like you, mate. Because see, I was worried there when I was saying it, they were going to fall out, and then I was like, here we fucking go again. But actually, you know, now we're better friends. Yes, this is brilliant. That's brilliant. That's great. Me and underscore. Excellent. And there's no need to apologise. I apologise. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's great news. Love that logic right there. Exactly. Excellent. I don't know which one it was. Maybe I was what I was talking about before, Astro, in which case I've literally forgotten about what it was now. What is Coco doing in the bathroom? I don't know. That's the purring sound that comes on, which I was looking for a sound effect, you know, and then that one popped up and I was like, well, fuck, I'm not spending any more time looking for it when I've heard that, am I? That's what's happened when you make mayo porridge. How dare you? Right, so we're all getting on now. That's brilliant. And thanks for popping in, Astro. That was nice to see you. And big donation there. It's actually very generous of you. That's really appreciated. And everybody who paid attention, that was extra good. Well done. Thank you. Don't know if I had any good information today. Did I? Probably, right? I definitely had some good tunes. So, they're fucking... That's the interesting. And as we'll say, we'll say it. Why didn't I end in my... Why is that fucking jar empty? Why is it empty? No, it's not saying why you're not drinking, because you are all loads. That's not it. Why is it empty? It's got like 2 things in it. Is it all just missing? This is it, eh? YouTube, like, Astral, no. YouTube just take all the fees in it, unless it lands in the jar. YouTube run off with it. Kimmy, yo. There you are, Kimmy, yo. Where you been the last wee while? Hello. I'm not a cat. I'm not a cat. I'm not a cat is an absolute legend. I hope you and Stefan are getting it. What are the 3D charts? That's true. Yeah, what's the 3D charts? What are they 3D? Like underscore, like smashed, and link shared. Thank you for what you do, Jamie. Oh my god, look at that. Well, all the good news coming in here. All of the good news, all of the lovely people. Wow, hugs all around. What a bunch of gents. Thanks, Carissa. Lamau. That was your... Wow, I'm starstruck. Katie babes. What you like? How are your kids today after you playing them getting away with it all when they were doing their exam? I thought that was quite funny. The charts are calling. Kimmy yo. Nice one. I like to see it. There's Sarah again with the poo. Thanks, Sarah. Always popping up with the poo right at the right time. It's appreciated. We love it. We love you. We do. Thank you very much, everybody. Rocky, thank you. Everybody else. Homer, Wilfrick. How are you doing? Rallying the troops with the likes and the comments. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much. It is really appreciated. Lots of love, and I love all he is, and it's really appreciated everyone being here and all the help and all the support. 3 hours, I made it. Excellent. Yay, I made it to 3 hours. So I was starting to think, am I making the 3 hour streams recently? But how can it only be 3 hours? No, that's this one. I did the other one earlier. Was I on time for that one? I can't remember. I think I was. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Don't be late for Rocky's show in the morning. Don't be late or I'll be upset with you. Your stream will stop immediately and you'll no longer be live. Right?